Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Koehler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Koehler.
Well, hi, team. I'm Fitz Koehler, your very noisy race announcer from fitzness.com and the Fitzness Show. Welcome to my show powered by the Donna National Marathon to finish breast cancer. Tonight, we're going to talk about all the fun we have. In fact, we're not really going to talk about all the fun we have because there's not enough time for that. We could talk your ears off from now until infinity because there was so much goodness this past weekend, but we're going to tell you a lot. Know that this video will remain on the Donna Facebook page, on mine, on the Fitzness YouTube page. This will also, the audio will be uploaded to Spotify and Amazon. So if you want to share it, and you should, you can do so in a bunch of places and you can come back and listen because obviously you just want to keep listening to this over and over again, right? You could go to sleep each night listening to us recap all the big fun we had during the Donna Marathon weekend. Listen, I want to hear your experiences too. So use the comments section wherever you are. Say hello. You can ask questions and you can share your fondest memories too, because this is a conversation and we want to hear from you. And when I say we, it's not just me, it's the woman who puts it all. That's right. It's the executive director of the Donna Foundation, our race director, and so much more. The beautiful, the talented, she even smells really good, Amanda Napolitano.
Hey, everybody. Good evening.
And how are you feeling, Princess Amanda?
I feel great. I'm so excited by the weekend. It could not have gone more perfectly. Obviously, we always take notes and we always want to hear feedback and all of the things. Nothing is ever truly perfect, but oh my gosh, I will be high on that weekend for at least another year until we can get back together again.
Yeah, that's actually, that's the thing. It's such a high because it's so fun. And I always say perfect's boring. So you're right. I never bite off on perfect being a thing, but everything went the way it was supposed to go. And everybody showed up happy and everyone was successful. It was so great. And here's the thing. You had so many moving parts. It wasn't just like a race or two or four races. There were all of the different things going on and they were all just world class, Amanda. You really should be proud of the output you and your team create because it's extraordinary.
You know, it was the first year since the pandemic that we had the full schedule of events, like everything brought back. You know, everything from the education that Mayo Clinic brought into the Expo this year to honoring our amazing fundraisers, which meant so much to me to be able to do, to say thank you, because that is not, something that people are forced into doing, right? That is absolutely a choice. So being able to honor them with our dinner this year and, the weather was good, which always helps. Also the first time that it has been beautiful since 2020. So all of the stars aligned.
Yeah, everything. I mean, it would have been reasonable, like your fundraising dinner, and we'll get to talking more about that. But it was so posh and beautiful, and just I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I wouldn't want to have your job because I would fall way short of what you create for sure.
Well, and clearly I don't do this by myself, right? I have the amazing and wonderful Claire Cameron, who is so involved in all of the things. She and I did all of this work together in conjunction with, with our Julio, who manages all of our volunteers, and Michelle that handles all of the runner relations, and our leads at the Expo between Carolyn and Patty and Paula and Kimberly and I mean, you see what I mean, right? It absolutely, my entire board, we have an extraordinary board of directors that are so hands-on and so ready to do anything I need them to do, even on short notice. You met Michelle Brooks this year that works for FIS, that brought her corporate events game to everything. She helped us do the fundraiser dinner as well as Athletes Village this year.
Okay.
So thank you, team. I could not do any of this without you, and I'm so appreciative.
Yeah, and your team is out in full force, and they're so enthusiastic. I mean, just
Mm.
from your board members to ambassadors, they want
Oh,
to
the P
do
Squad. Oh my God. So much energy and fun.
so good, so good. So we could bounce around, and we probably will bounce around, but I like to kind of go in order because it helps me hit
Mhm.
everything. So your expo,
Mhm.
spectacular again, and it was so busy. And I bounce around the country. I see different expos, and not all of them have bounced back, but yours has. And not only all the vendors and well, you had the speaker series, and then there was the opportunity to play football and back. So, what
Mhm.
was your favorite part about the expo?
I think the favorite part about the expo for me, and I mentioned this earlier, is having Mayo and their amazing team come and provide education. I mean, at the end of the day, Donna Marathon Weekend is a part of our survivorship education and awareness programming. So it's very important to us to give our community an opportunity to learn. And so having that, on the floor Friday and Saturday with a mix of some just amazing topic and subject matter, which by the way, we will get out on our website so that everybody can go back and listen to some things you might have missed if you couldn't be there, the whole weekend. That's super important to me.
Yeah.
And we could not do that expo if it were not for the Jaguars Foundation and the Bold Events team who work with us to provide the facilities and to run all of the production work. What a great team to work with. I mean, they were just fabulous. So, yeah.
Yeah, so organized, and I really do feel strongly that okay, we're there to raise a lot of money, and you did, and we'll talk about that too. But how do we convince these people to find cancer early, prevent cancer, find it early, and then we have so many cancer survivors that show up that some of those educational programs were great to support them because it can be confusing. You're going through it and you're thinking, how do I keep going through it, right?
Right. Right. And, exercise is medicine. That was probably one of my favorite topics. I'm like, yes, move your body. That's why we do the runs.
So I've heard.
Yeah, yeah, makes you healthy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
lots of good stuff. Let's go through and say hi to our friends. We have Andrea LaTraverse, her and their daughter and Jeremy were out in full
Yep.
force. He was in his firefighter outfit, which I love. Andrea, lucky you, right?
Right. I
Lucky
know.
him too, but lucky you. I would if I were married to a firefighter, I would make him roam around the house in his fireman outfit all the time. Just and if I were married to a doctor, I would make him wear scrubs. I'm just that kind of person. Anyway, I like outfits. That's
Outfit.
really. Or men with jobs. How about that?
Men with jobs. These are important things.
He was a mailman. He'd be wearing a mailman outfit. Okay, we, that was off track.
Lori
Lori,
Abby.
Abby,
Woo.
thank
Streaker,
you.
what's up?
That's incredible. 18 years strong. So many. How many streakers do you have?
We have 100.
Wild.
It's crazy. Now, haven't done the analysis yet of, sort of where we are following this year. But yes, coming into this year, we had 100. I had a handful of people check in that somehow dropped off the list and shouldn't. So, it is not the easiest of analysis to do. We've been on multiple registration platforms over the years, and people change their names and they change their email addresses. We're not collecting social security numbers over here. So it's quite
Right.
a project. But, at this point, we know everybody, right? They're part of the family. So, and we've got some great streaker photos.
Okay.
Um, and and our survivor photos that we'll share. So those we have them. So look in your inbox probably Friday or Monday, and we're going to get those shared out with everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Those are always very meaningful when we get together. One of the things I wish is that we could all stay together. Like if there was a hour-long experience for just survivors, like maybe next year where they play football, we could have a little corner of the expo for everybody to
Oh, that
just,
could be fun. I love that idea. I
I
love
got
that idea.
this.
And we are going to start, streakers, hear me. We are going to start putting together some type of streaker committee. I use that word
Okay.
A fun group, a fun team. Committee sounds all corporate. But, we're approaching 20.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I want to plan, 6 months out, right? I want us to go ahead and start having those conversations of what do we wanna do, for our team as we go into our 20th year. So, look for that.
Yeah. 20 is a biggie. 20 is
Yeah.
a okay. I want to show you that Andrea said that he does roam around in his fire barrier.
Oh, you go, Andrea.
Good for you. Have to know these things. Okay, so for everybody tuned in, please use the comments section to tell us what races you ran or walked, and then what your favorite memories were, because we want to hear all about that good stuff. So,
Mm.
Expo, spectacular. Congratulations. And I think it was also a home run for all the vendors there. They all looked really busy, and whatever they invested to be there, I have good faith they probably came out on the winning side of that. That means a lot.
Such diversity in what's in there, right? It's
Yeah.
so different from a traditional marathon weekend expo because you have this mix of, healthcare providers and sort of that, community champions that have, support groups and things for survivors to, my hair salon was there with Studio Sage, putting all the pink in the hair, and they just opened a head spa. So I saw them over there giving all kinds of scalp massages. I'm like, oh, this is great. But anyway, just super fun, diverse group of vendors and sponsors there.
Yeah, and it's a really nice place to connect with people. I find, especially for, I'm in a unique position, but I'll see people and I can give them maybe 12 seconds of a hug and a hi at the start line, and then got to get back to work type thing. And then when you walk into the expo, you can just stand around and chit chat and catch up and actually connect with people in a meaningful way.
Did you get into the tasting garden that Sunny Wines brought?
No, I didn't see that.
So yeah, they had for registered participants over the age of 21, you could go and taste some of their wines.
How did
I
I miss
love that they are a partner of ours because it is truly a healthier choice in your wines. It's, no sugar and less alcohol. And so to give people an opportunity to find out what they're like, they had a tasting in the expo on Friday and Saturday. It was fun.
How did I miss that?
I don't know because it was right at the exit. Like right, you have to walk by it to leave.
You're a stupid person, but
Oh.
next year. So Expo was fantastic. Hold on, we've got some good feedback. Well, I want to get there. All right, we'll get there after the VIP celebration on Friday night. Beautiful. That's been nice. All the D Squad members are invited to those things, right?
They are, yes. Our board and our D Squad do a great job of helping us thank and honor, our sponsors and special guests and top donors. I'm one person, so I can't talk to everybody there. It's nice to have an extension of the team to make sure people feel welcome and appreciated. I mean, that's really what all of these events, that we have for the weekend is to make sure people feel appreciated and thanked properly.
Well, one of the things I thought is with the ambassador programs for many other races, they don't have those type of perks. They don't get to go to fancy parties and be a part of the extra thing. And that's a real incentive for people to give being an ambassador a go. And it comes with effort, right? They have to pitch in more and do more. But when they show up, there's an opportunity to put on a cute dress and some heels or slacks, whatever you wear. That's a real nicety, and it's a great party. That was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Oku Sushi does an amazing job as host and sponsor. Verizon made it possible with their sponsorship of that event. Best sushi to me here at the beach. Such good sushi.
There we go. And Lorraine concurs. Also, Lori says that Sunny with a chance of flowers.
Sunny with a chance of flowers. That's right.
They're also at Publix.
They are at Publix, and I believe right now they are BOGO.
Oh, that's so funny. You're reading everybody's mind.
Oh yeah. They're a BOGO until it's yes. These are important facts.
Everybody's
what's great is that I know Carrie very well. She's just like they're BOGO, and I'm like, yeah, of course Carrie knows that. Cheers,
That's
Carrie.
well, if Sunny with a Chance of Flowers is watching, apparently they have made an impact with
We
our
have an audience, my friends.
my goodness, my goodness. Okay, and then the 5K. So I obviously I think starting and finishing inside the stadium is pretty special. The acoustics are tough on me, but the whole situation is wonderful for everybody else.
Mhm.
And the setup, it was different, but I didn't feel like anybody missed anything.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting, I mean, there was a lot of changes with the configuration of the Expo and the 5K and the Donna Dash with the stadium undergoing its renovation. So, leading up, there were things changing and moving all the time. And that's why I'm so appreciative of the Jaguars Foundation team and the Bold Events team for, we were just very transparent with one another about all of this, right? Like the construction trailers are going to come. I think they're going to be here. We're not real sure, but we're going to make this work. And so every day, Carrie is giving me an update on, well, this got put here and this got put there, because the fencing just went up after the Jags finished their season. So this has just been in the last couple of weeks. It hasn't been, months ago. So, and then our partners at PRI, were able to bring in the Jumbotron so that we could still have that big, screen effect of everybody finishing. So it turned out really great. I loved it.
Yeah, I think bringing the video screen outside was really the thing that gave it back the oomph
Yep.
that we have in the stadium, because people really like running and seeing their faces on the screen.
Yeah, and there were 2,000 people out there. So,
Yeah.
when we're going through all of the Joan Benoit Samuelson welcoming everyone, our Olympian and Donna and Dr. Perez and all of our VIP saying words at the beginning, if you're in the back, you're not seeing it.
Right.
So it's sort of nice to see to get a visual.
That was
Yeah.
wonderful. Okay, do you want to hear my of course moment? This is my inside baseball. I'm sure people who were paying attention saw it, but right after the anthem, when it came back to me, and I was told stand in this place so people can see your face.
Mm.
And right as it came back to me, my nose started to run and I had to go like that.
You wiped your nose on the Jumbotron.
I wiped my nose on the Jumbotron.
It's just human.
'Cause
Everyone.
it was that or have a running nose down my face on the Jumbotron. So I had to choose.
Yeah. Next time we need to put our tissues in our pockets so we don't have to use the back of our hand kind of thing.
I know I normally have tissues, but yeah, I was like, even if I had a tissue, you don't want to be like honk honk on the Jumbotron. So
No.
that's when I was no, I know, typical stuff. My mother would be like, come on.
I especially enjoyed Donna interviewing basically each of our 110 athletes before they left, like giving them an opportunity to say, who they are, why they're there. So many repeat champions there joining us. I thought that was very cool. And their why, all of them had a reason why they were out there. I enjoyed seeing that.
Well, yeah. And if you're going to run 110 miles, for crying out loud, it's kind of cool to at least be able to speak a few words, right?
Yes. You get to talk in the microphone if you plan to run 110 miles.
Notice to everybody, if you would like to speak in the microphone, that's how you do it. Honestly, sometimes it's scary turning the microphone over to people at a live event. You never know what you're going to get, right?
You never know. Yeah. But you and Donna are pros at facilitation, so it's all good.
Yeah. And it's actually great that she did it, because she can't get fired for
Yeah. This is true.
One time a few years ago, I think it was like 3 years ago, we had a volunteer at the finish line, and I had just said, can you help me target survivors? I think it was my first year with you, and I was just trying to grab everybody, so I was like, just help me find people with the pink bib and stuff. And so we'd been doing that for a few hours, and then I said, I need to use the porta potty. Can you hold this? And she said, yes. And I went running over. I'm in the porta potty, and all of a sudden I hear her talking on the microphone. Oh, God. I mean, that could go so wrong. Came out, I was like, you can't say anything in the microphone. She's like, you gave it to me. I was like, I asked you to hold the microphone.
Hold the mic.
I know. Dangerous. It's dangerous. But again, Donna can handle all that stuff. Brian Goodell with Bib Boards. We love you too, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
He's so great. I just got to hang out with him at the Running USA conference. He's such a doll. So But yeah, so at the 5K, we met Zach. I don't know if you've met Zach before, but Zach was, oh, no, I actually think it was at the 5K. Zach also has had breast cancer.
Yes, 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 yes. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, he's living with it. He's got stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And it's just, I mean, of course, we don't want anybody to have it. You know, we always have Jim Keegan, who's our guy,
Mhm.
right? And then now there's Zach, and there was Michael there, and Keith. There were 4 male breast cancer survivors there this weekend. That was a total anomaly, right?
I am so honored that these men came out and participated, and it's so important what they're doing. Because we can talk about it all day long, but until you see these men out there, with the survivor bibs and running, I mean, that is more powerful than any brochure that we can put on a table
Yeah.
talking about, hey guys, you need to feel your stuff too, right? And if you feel something, say something, talk to your doctor about it. It is so important. While pretty rare, it can absolutely still happen. So yeah, loved that. And
Yeah.
just men in general. I can remember, 18 years ago, when this thing first got started and in the first, decade of Donna Marathon weekend, having real conversations about how we overcome this perception of being a women's only race.
Right.
People truly thought that it was just a race for women. And so for a long time, we were like, how do we reach the guys? And this year, when we ran out of men's shirts, as much as I hated to run out of men's shirts and have to frantically call, we need some more guy shirts, we need some more dude shirts. I was so excited to have that be the issue.
What's
The
the
guy
breakdown?
What's that?
Do you know
So
what the
it used to be like 70-30, maybe even 80-20 in the early days of women to men. And now it is 60-40.
Well,
So we are really getting to a balanced state of affairs out there. And so guys, welcome.
yeah.
You are welcome. This is as much a race for you as it is for the gals. So that's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, our men who get breast cancer, but it's they're sick of losing their wives and their moms and their sisters and their besties and daughters.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's one of those diseases. Golly, everybody should be in on, and it feels like it is. I host other women theme events that just don't have the same male showing, and to me, it feels very even.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Saturday's at a football stadium, and Sunday that it's just a great race, right? I mean, whatever the
Well,
cause
yeah,
is.
I mean, there's that, right? It is a legitimate Boston Marathon qualifying course that is certified and fast
Yeah,
and, a well executed event that women and men alike can enjoy. So,
that's good stuff. Okay, hold on. We got some comments. Let's look at our viewers.
there's my
Carolyn,
Carolyn.
she's so great.
Was amazing.
Lorraine, great job of taking care of the streakers. Got it. Do you remember the song "The Streaker" or "The Streak"?
They call it the streak. That one, boogity, boogity.
Yeah, I really just wish one of them would strip down once.
Oh, no, no.
Just, I know. These are my wishes, not the organization's wishes, but I do wish that would be a lot of fun. Well, don't you think?
And,
Maybe just
gosh, was Renee not just beautiful on the mic? And okay, so I get the jitters before I run. Like if I'm gonna run a race, if I'm a runner, like if I can feel it going down.
And we will be right back. Do your hips, glutes, quads, and hamstrings need extra support while running? Of course they do. Both soothing and comfortable, compression tights by Leo Reve boosts blood and lymphatic circulation while increasing muscle pliability, which helps prevent fatigue and injury. Made for men and women of all speeds. Check out the superior balanced compression tights made right here in America. Visit leoreve.com. That's LeoRever.com. We're back. Well, it's probably because that's what she does, right?
I know she's a pro.
It's
But I'm just like, "Oh my gosh." But she did say to me, she goes, "Do I have to go up there? Because I really wanna be down," she wanted to be ready to to get herself ready to run. And I don't think we could have gotten many more people up in that lift this year. It was kinda swaying. Did you notice that? It was like, "Grr."
yeah. Yeah, I guess sometimes I'm in very treacherous situations, honestly. I'm like, "Oh, I hope I don't die up here, but if I do, what a way to go," right? Okay, so, if folks don't know what we're talking about, at the start line of the Half and Full on Sunday, brilliantly, Amanda gets a scissor lift. It's like one of those little things that just hoists you up into the sky, and it was Amanda, myself, Joan Benoit Samuelson,
Mhm.
the preacher and his son, the preacher man,
Yep, Preacher Nathan,
and
this beautiful boy.
yeah, so
Mhm.
it's just this perfect elevated spot to be able to connect with everybody as they're coming to and through the start line, getting down. So the scissor lift came down with us on it, which was fun. Woohoo, right? And then everybody started getting off, and Joan got off, and then there was a very nice ops man. I can't remember who it was, but he put his hand out to me, and I said, "Oh, I need to get something." So I went back to the table to get my notebook and my cowbell and stuff. So my arm was full, but when I was trying to get out of the scissor lift, I he wasn't there. So I was like, "I'm just going to do it myself." So I start going down, facing forward, and then I started sliding, and I hooked my arm around this pole, and Joan came and caught me. Joan was like,
Ah,
"Run!" And she grabbed me around the waist so I didn't eat it. But then
oh.
this I think it was this morning I woke up and was like, "I got this bruise here." And I was like,
Did
"What
Joey bruise you?
No, it's from where I dangled off the
Oh, where you hung on the bar. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it took me about an hour to figure it out. I was like, "Look,
Where did that come from?
what did I do? What did I do?" So anyways, race announcing, it's contact sport. You never know. Never know.
Yeah,
Very
never.
dangerous. Very dangerous. So Saturday, fantastic. The Donna Dash is great. I love that you just call it the Donna Dash and not the kids race, because we had so many pure adults come out to do it.
Sure.
We had a few women who came to kill it. They ran just under, it was like sub 8 minutes. And then just a bunch of other people who thought 1 mile was the right distance for them. And it made me grateful you didn't call it a kids race.
No, I mean, kids and families are certainly welcome,
Yeah.
but, from the very beginning of all of this, we wanted there to be something for everyone. It's why we do the Donna 110 mile a day that a lot of you and your athletes did starting in October of we can all move our bodies, whether it's for 10 minutes a day, that we start in October to, the the 1 mile Donna Dash to the 2 mile, Pete's Bar
It's more.
Crawl now, 5K to the half to the full. I mean, there's something in there that all of us can do.
Yeah, it was great, and I highly recommend for everybody, put this in your little bank for next year. Do the 110-mile virtual challenge, and so even if you're doing the full or the half or the 5K, do this as an extra thing just to obligate you to fitness through the holidays. So I have an online training group on it's the Hottie Body Fitzness Challenge on Facebook, and I just told my folks, I said, "How about we do this?" And lots of them did it. I don't know what the numbers are. I'm sure most of them use my discount code, but there was
Mhm.
a huge group. One of my guys said he did 800 miles. Sean Matlock, he won the 110-mile
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah, you're right, he did.
Crazy. There's crazy. And then other people did 400. I stopped logging mine mostly right after I hit 110, but it was just a really nice motivation to stay active and keep going. So
The
it
first year that we did it, it was one of the things that my neighborhood got involved in that year, and it would make me so happy. So my window, looks out to the neighborhood street,
oh,
and it would make me so happy every afternoon. I would look out the window and I would see my neighbors just, headed out for their walk, and I knew that's what they were doing, and I don't know, it was just cool to see, "Oh, look,
you
there's
did that.
yeah,
Yeah, you're the inspiration.
great for families, husband, wives, your kids." I mean, Anna did it one year when she was, like, 11, 10.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got your whole family involved, I just think
Mhm.
as a fitness pro, and I think that's a quality of life. That's
Yeah.
a real game changer for someone who may not want to come to Jacksonville or do any of our races. Okay, stay in Wyoming and do it. And your money's going to a great cause, and you're having this motivation, and you're putting those medals and shirts in the mail soon. So
Right. They
um,
are being worked on right now, where we're in the process of getting it packaged and weighed to make sure that it has the correct amount of postage so that they don't all come back, because that would be
okay.
awkward.
Nobody likes.
So yeah, we're definitely in motion of getting everything packed up and mailed out to everybody.
Okay, we're going to talk about the fundraising dinner, and then we're going to show our highlight video and talk
Okay.
about Sunday. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, and Lorraine loved the fundraising dinner. So beautiful. And folks, if you would like to go to fancy events during Donna Marathon weekend, it's easy access. You can be part of the solution, an even bigger contributor than just running. You can raise funds, and this was a wonderful perk. And I've never been to this fundraising dinner before because I came in after the COVID stuff, but it was exquisite. It was so good. Tell everybody about the fundraising dinner.
So, it's an evening of gratitude. So it's not a fundraiser. So you're not in the room and we're asking you for money. No, that is not it at all. It is those of you that choose to fundraise. Saturday night, we had all of our fundraiser experience team members invited. So if you committed to raising that $1,000 for the Donna Foundation, you were in the room. You can bring a guest, and you're at a table with someone from our organization, whether that's a D Squad member or a Donna board member that's there to thank you, to get to know you, right? If you're going to make this choice, we don't want you to just kind of pass by and us never get a chance to get to know you. So the only way in my house that you get to know somebody really well is to sit down and have a meal. So that's what we did. We also had some of our patients in the room that we serve through the Donna Care line. So we invited, a family to come up and say a few words, and she preached. It is always so interesting to me, hands down, the faith that people have when they've experienced, that sort of face, that sort of diagnosis, and needing to lean into us for help. Such faith and love that come out the other end of it.
Yeah, and our guest speaker was Karan, and she's living on stage 4 breast cancer, and she's just so filled with grace and appreciation, and
Mhm.
it's tough. It's tough. It's a very difficult situation, but to look at the good and to be so grateful is very, very meaningful. So good, so good.
Yeah. So great to put, real human beings to all of this, that it's,
Mhm.
we exist. We're doing the work, and to get to meet everyone is super fun. The fundraising goal for the weekend was $200,000. And as of yesterday, we surpassed our $200,000 mark. Right now we're at 2,356.
Holy
And
mackerel!
yeah, and with those funds, we're able to help about 1,000 families living with breast cancer, right? So I mean, these are real needs. Because we care for the financial critical needs for families living with breast cancer, we sort of need the financial. So those dollars are super important.
Yeah, and it was a fun night too. You never know what you're going to get with a dinner, but thank you for asking me to host it. Everybody was in such good spirits. It was so fun. We had so many good laughs, and yeah, I was very pleased with the environment and the atmosphere. Just good people all the way around, right?
And beautiful venue. It's a private event, a space that overlooks Runner's Village. So, in addition to this lovely dinner that we had, Chef's Garden did an amazing job. And my girl, Liz Stewart, putting the flowers, and her floral designs are out of this world. Private 131 in Jacksonville Beach is, this balcony that overlooked Runner's Village, before, with all the tents, and you could see beyond that, the ocean with the sun setting. I mean, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And again, great people. And you've got the big check behind you. Is that from
Oh,
Love
yeah.
Car Wash?
I would love that. What a fun team. So they were at my table. I got a chance to sit with them
Hmm.
for dinner. And what a super fun team of people that are committed to us for the next, 3 years of supporting our financial aid fund with the Donna Care line. Actually, right now they're doing a fundraiser for us. So go get your car washed, and those dollars will come back to the Donna Foundation. But one
And
of the coolest part of the night, right, is we're sitting at dinner, we're having dinner, and these guys are marathoners, right? That's part of the reason why they know who we are is because they're marathoners and, kind of putting two and two together that way. And Mike, actually, my husband noticed the guys they were searching, they were Googling and they were looking and they were, you could tell they were looking something up on their phones. And Mike leaned over and he goes, "Yes, that is Joan Benoit Samuelson." They were starstruck. It was so fun. They were like, "Oh my God, that's Joni Benoit."
she's so wonderful.
She is. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible athlete. Still an incredible athlete. Very modest about it, but hell on wheels when she gets on a road, and just so nice and all the things. Folks, if you don't know who we're talking about, she's the first woman to ever win gold medal in the Olympic Games, 1984, Los Angeles. She made America look damn good. She made America damn proud, and she's won the Chicago Marathon. She's the race director, the founder of the Beach to Beacon, just a big contributor in this sport. And she's one of the founders of the Donna Foundation, right?
Well, she was invited, for our inaugural marathon and said,
Okay.
and of course she didn't have to say yes. And she did say yes, thankfully. And she came down and I really do think that meeting our team and really understanding the impact that we're making with patients, she has said yes every year since, outside of a few pandemic moments here and there. But in addition to Joni coming here and, helping us with race weekend and bringing her notoriety and just her person into the festivities, she also invites us up to participate in Beach to Beacon, which allows me to watch what she and her team do with that event and meet some of the industry professionals. Many of the connections that I've made, for our event, I've made up at her event. So it's women helping women, y'all. Yeah. Right? Lifting each other up and making each other successful, which is super fun.
It's the nice girl thing, which again, I always tell you, it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing. It's not everywhere, but in the Donna Foundation, it's real and it's strong, and I'm very grateful for it. Always. And you know what? Obviously, the Donna Foundation is so legit when it comes to the breast cancer and the good work you're doing. But Joni comes in and is so legit with the running side of things.
Right. And it's both, right? It is both.
Yeah, it sure is. And you, talented, athletic, competitive racer, for sure. That's a big deal.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, if we wanted to do charity walk, we would do a charity walk. That's not what we wanted from the very beginning. We want to be the national marathon to finish breast cancer. And that comes with all of the, marathon planning and logistics. And, we want people racing out there in addition to serving a great cause.
Yeah. And they are. Okay. Are you ready to see the video?
I am.
Is everybody else ready to see the video? I think they are. It's good. Okay. All right. Here we go, folks. Buckle up. That's last year's.
That's it.
Let's do it again. All right, folks. Buckle up. I hope this is it. Here we go. the best.
Let's do it again.
And
Let's do it again tomorrow. Everybody will be out there tomorrow. Can we meet out there and do it again tomorrow?
again tomorrow.
Oh, love it so much. Greg Dorsey and Astorio for putting that together. Oh, well done.
It's perfect. And
Well, with
really
the
Mike
side of
Kelly.
Mike Kelly, who provided one of the images for the front of it. It was beautiful job, guys.
What a spectacular day. Just so happy. I mean, I'm gonna throw the big P word at it. It's perfect. It
Yeah.
was perfect. Yeah. Tomorrow.
I
can't wait another year. Why don't
February 1st, 2026. Yeah, we're going to have to do some planning.
wait so long? Okay, so we get out there. It's chilly. It's brisk. It's not terrifyingly cold. It was lovely. The sunrise was creeping up. You had all the elements together.
Yeah.
Favorite part of the morning? Be pre-race.
For where you asking me what my favorite
Yeah,
was?
what's your favorite part?
Gosh. There was a moment when, we were looking out over just everyone in the park and the sun was peeking up over the ocean and we could see it, this little ball coming. It was knowing that the day was going to be so special.
Yeah.
There was a little moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part was pretty great too.
Man, people show up with the joy, just the energy. I'm an energy person, and I feel like I was Thanos, but the good one, like a happy Thanos, like where all the energy is being sucked in or whatever. I can feel it as they get out of their cars and they start walking up. It's electrifying. It's just so good. And then I love when we get all the survivors together. So Saturday when we did our little survivor huddle at the start line, at one point I locked eyes with Donna and we both went just like, just both burst. And it's so wonderful to be surrounded by this camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
But it also, it's just like, so much suffering and I want better for them and me too and Donna and stuff. So on Saturday, she and I locked eyes and it was one of those like, don't do it.
Don't cry.
Try not to. And Sunday we huddled up after our group picture and it was just pure joy. And Donna looked at me, she goes, don't make me cry. I was like, cry today. It's just so happy. Yeah, people come out on Sunday morning and it's game time. They are ready to not only to run, but they're ready to play. It's just special.
It is. And I'm understanding from hearing from all of you that our neighborhoods, they're always bringing their game, but I think they brought game upon game out there this year.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It looks so pretty.
Thank you, neighbors.
And they all do that by themselves, right? That's kind of just theirs.
That's just, block parties. There are a few that are always out there that I know of, that I know the teams. And I love hearing the stories of how, decorating their block brings their neighborhood together once a year. And it's how they see each other and they plan and they build balloon arches in their garages. And it's a reason for you to hang out and do some fun things with your neighbors.
It's like a holiday. It's kind of like Halloween, but different.
Yes, exactly. But this year it was like there was not, a dead zone in the whole course, I'm told.
Does it make you sad that you don't get to see it?
Is there anything better than the finish line, Fitz?
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Okay.
It's not. So, because I could hop in a lead car, and be on the course, with public safety. I'm sure that would be fine for me to do. But
yeah, you're a smart woman.
I love the finish line. I love being there to welcome everybody home.
So good. So good. But before we get there, the start line.
Yes.
So fun.
Yeah.
So fun. And that's my favorite. Well, golly, I always say the start line is my favorite part. It's the only time where we're all together. There's these times where the finish line people are trickling through and the expo and this and that. But the start line, really, that's the only 100% moment in the entire weekend. And it's a good time. Isn't it a good time?
such a good time. And I feel like we had 276 waves of start this year. They just kept coming. I'm like, where are these people coming from? I mean, it took us, 20 minutes to get everybody over the line, maybe even more than that. It was like it was time to start the Pete's Bar crawl, and we were still getting marathoners and half marathoners over the line.
Well, that's why the more the merrier. And everybody needs to invite at least 53 friends to come, because at the start, I was told we're going to have 4 waves, and I'm a start line junkie. So the more waves, the better. We get a little private interaction with each group and
Yep.
silly fun with each group. And then I was told we're going to have another one and another one. Amanda goes, I've got more waves. And I was like, more waves.
4 waves.
Such a good
Oh.
time. Yeah. And they're happy and they're dancing, and it's just joy. It doesn't look like anyone in those corrals is nervous or afraid to go for their run.
No, not at all. And not that we weren't prepared, but we anticipate that this, growth will continue.
Yeah.
So we're going to plan for all of you to bring your friend next year, right? Well, let's double. Are we good with that? Everybody bring a friend. Bring someone who's never been. But just bring a friend year. And so we will, make sure that we are planning for those 5 waves and 6 waves instead of 4.
12.
Yes.
12 waves. Yeah, that was a good time. And then the Pete's Bar Crawl, so fun. I mean, everybody, I thought we were going to have 75 people when Amanda told me about it. There was 500 of them. And I felt like I was sending them off to go to a frat party or whatever.
They had so much fun. And, the team at Pete's and others that were there were telling me that it was just a super fun party. And Beaches Town Center had energy all day long. So it met the objective.
Yeah.
Of giving everybody an opportunity to be out there with us and spend the rest of the day ringing a cowbell in the Beaches Town Center. It's perfect.
Next year, one of our alcohol sponsors should give them each a cocktail to walk with. Like kick them off with that type of, no?
I don't know that my public safety teams will appreciate that approach. We would have to fence the entire course to do that.
Okay.
No alcohol beyond this point. You understand?
Okay.
But no, if you want to participate in the Pete's Bar Donna Crawl, you're going to have to register early, because it sold out this year, and the capacity is the capacity. So that one will stay about 500.
Okay. So tell your friends, if you're bringing them, if you have a non-running spouse or parent, get them involved with that. Because I think if someone's going to be out on race day, they should be doing something, whether they're volunteering or doing a short distance event. That one certainly is perfect for your cheer. And we will be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for a loved one battling cancer? The Cancer Comeback Series by Fitz Koehler offers hope, inspiration, and practical guidance. With Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, My Noisy Cancer Comeback, and The Healthy Cancer Comeback Journal. These books are a lifeline for all patients and survivors. Right now, you can order autographed copies at a special discount. Show your support and help a loved one go from sick to strong. Visit fitzness.com today. That's FITZNESS.com. Fitzness.com.
We're back.
So that one will stay about 500.
Okay. So tell your friends, if you're bringing them, if you have a non-running spouse or parent, get them involved with that. Because I think if someone's going to be out on race day, they should be doing something, whether they're volunteering or doing a short distance event. That one certainly is perfect for your cheer squad. And 2 miles is something almost everybody can do, right?
You got it.
What is this? Can we make no? That's hilarious. Can we make that?
No. That would be no.
No. Okay. So we send them off. And again, the most fun thing, start line. And then also the next most fun thing is our hours and hours of hoopla at the finish line. It's wild. Nobody would believe it.
So much hoop and law.
So much hoop and law. So I was at the Running USA conference, and if folks don't know what that is, it's the annual conference for people who organize races, from Boston Marathon to Tulsa, whatever. I mean, just all over, timers and registration platforms and race directors and ops people.
Mhm.
And people would say, well, where were you? I'd say I was at the Donna, or they would say, you were at the Donna, right? And I would say, think about the most fun you've ever had at a finish line. Now multiply it by 30.
Yeah.
And that's every last one of them. I could look the race director of New York Marathon in the face and say, whatever you have, the Donna,
It's so
way more than that. It's just
I think it's the
incredible.
perfect combination of family, like small meets large. Do you know what I mean? It's not big enough to where it has to be all like locked down credentially and you get through and you can't like have a conversation and celebrate, but big enough to where there's just so much energy. Everyone has their why, which makes the finish line that much more meaningful to them. Like, yes, it could be a PR or just finishing a marathon is enough celebration in and of itself. But most people have, a story to tell, a reason, a person that they're running for. And it's just so emotional and so much fun.
Sorry, keep talking. My computer's about to die.
Oh, dear. That can't be good. I hope you have electricity there in Gainesville, Florida.
I'm not sure what's going on here in Gainesville. Oh, good. Now it's plugged in. Sorry, everybody. Live broadcast. Yeah, I mean, it's just happy. And we had such tremendous volunteers. So the Stanton, it's the college preparatory school. Is that correct? Stanton?
Stanton,
We had, I don't know, 60, 70 volunteers. Julio does a wonderful job bringing in volunteers. And I mean, they were so cute. I think they were younger. Is college preparatory mean they're not in college yet?
Right. So that's a high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
All right. That makes sense. So they were a little kind of nervous up front at first.
Mhm.
And halfway through the morning, I remember last year we had the Sigma Nu fraternities from Jacksonville University, and they
Yeah.
were so much fun. So I actually went to the back. I was going to grab some of the Stanton kids, bring them inside the finish line, like before people get to the finish line,
Mhm.
to hype them up a little more. And then I see this pack of like kind of, I don't know, gnarly guys. I went, "Are you Sigma News?" He said, "Yeah." I was like, "Get here." And they all piled over. And I was like, "Give us some rowdy fraternity nonsense." And boy, did they ever.
That was so fun. The Sigma News do such a great job, and the Zetas too. I mean, so we have all of the young people being educated in the finish line, but they bring the party and make people feel so special, especially towards the end when the marathon finishers are a little more of a trickle than gosh, when the half and the full are both finishing at the same time, it is wild in there. But towards the end of the day, having those cheer tunnels, I mean, think about what that feels like, having been out on the course for 6 hours and coming home to that much energy.
And let's look at this as our final finisher coming home to this.
Oh, yes, I love
it. Look at that.
Mm. I
That
mean,
was,
how awesome is that?
I believe her name was Prudence, right?
No, that's Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Her name is Roxanne, and I was actually just chatting with Roxanne this afternoon because she was kind of leaning in one direction a little bit, and so I just wanted to make sure that she recovered. She had a rough day, and I'm actually going to try to pull up what she said about that moment. She said, I had a plan, but things don't always go according to plans, do they? She said there were a number of factors that caused it not to go according to plan. In fact, the plan totally derailed. By mile 18 of the race, she was in pain, leaning to one side and bent over, trying to keep going. Then along comes my friend who, after finishing his marathon, comes back to meet me at mile 20 and does whatever he needs to get me through the last 6.2 miles without a do not finish. The last mile, I couldn't stand up straight at all, and another friend came and literally propped me up until right before the finish line. As I approached the finish line in tears and literally bent over, I was met and cheered on by some very dear running friends and so many bystanders. I was overcome with emotion as I crossed that finish line, seeing all of the love and support shown. And here's where it gets magical. Isn't this exactly how it is for all of us? We are going through life with a plan, and then all of a sudden that plan gets derailed. The loss of a loved one, a home, a job, a life-altering illness. But there are those who will be by our side, praying for us, encouraging us, and cheering us on as we persevere. And before you know it, what may have seemed impossible is now made possible because of them. Magic, right? That's so thank you, Roxanne. You're the best. We're so honored to have you race with us each and every year.
What a dear. What a dear. And she was, besides Floyd, our sweeper, she was our final finisher.
Mhm.
And she was a breast cancer survivor and just all the goodness. All the goodness. I mean, she was the right one.
Yep. And and she was ready to go. She's run the marathon before and was trained up and ready to go. And she just had a day. That's all.
Yeah.
But we were there in the finish line and made her feel like the rock star she is.
Oh, she was so sweet. Yeah, when she got to me, she was so, so cute. She was pouring her heart out at the finish line as well. It was adorable. Oh, so sweet. Yeah, just so meaningful. That's why we're there, right? So whether you've had breast cancer or not, it's a big day. It's a big thing to do. I always feel like if you've crossed the finish line of a marathon and something doesn't hurt, you didn't do it right.
Do it right.
You didn't do it right. Something was wrong. And then, but the leaning, I know how hard, how much pain someone has to be in for the leaning, but
Mhm.
I see a lot of leaning. It's a lot of side, a lot of this side. Sometimes it's forward, kind of scary. The worst, the most frightening is when people are leaning backwards. Sometimes people are in almost like a backbend position as they're walking. Get behind and scooch just to make sure nobody goes backwards. But yeah, Prudence, or Roxanne, you had the perfect lean and it was the perfect finish, and we wouldn't want it any other way, right?
Right.
Oh, so good. So good. So, but that was the last. We had so many just big time happy finishers. Travis came back. So Travis Lucas has won the marathon 2 years in a row. And he slid down to the half this year because he wants to race Boston. You know what? I mean, obviously there's world-class folks, and one of our incredible Kenyans or Ethiopians always wins that thing, or usually wins that thing. But wouldn't it be cool if Travis just showed up in Boston?
Oh,
Had the big
Travis, if you're
race?
listening to this, I'm going to put a Donna Foundation singlet on you, and you're going to make us famous at the Boston Marathon by being the champion.
Yeah. I just have those little like visions of him doing something big there. But yeah, so he raced the half marathon so he could save
Mhm.
his legs for Boston. And of course he won. So a 3-time Donna champion, three years in a row, different races, but win's a win.
Win's a win's a win.
And then how many survivors did we have run Sunday?
I'm not exactly sure Sunday. I'd have to go and look. But for the weekend, we had about 350.
Oh, that's a
So
lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. And that makes me happy because that's growing. More and more people are joining us and actually checking the box on the form that says, I am a breast cancer survivor. That's a lot of it too, right? Is not wanting to, oh, well, I only had,
Right.
this little thing. It's,
Yeah.
come on, y'all. There's no, just like I always say to people who talk about the half marathon, I only ran no.
Yeah.
It is a big deal to have that phone call, no matter what the treatment implications are. Let us celebrate you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very funny though. I hate checking that box. I do it. I'm honest about it, but it makes me like,
I get it. I get it. Well, I don't completely get it, but I do. I hear that a lot, I guess I should say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me a little bitter to check the box, but whatevs. Whatevs, right?
Well,
But
that was a really cool medal at my, in our finish line. So
that's right. Extra medals. Extra, do it for the bling. Check the box for the bling. So it's always wonderful to be able to celebrate each of our survivors and how far out they are. And we have some great stories, 2 years cancer-free and 26 years cancer-free for Paulette and others. But then, of course, we have some that are, I just had chemo Monday. I mean, golly, how many of our half and full marathoners are still in treatment?
Mhm.
And they showed up and they did great, fast or slow. We actually had quite a few speedsters who are living with stage 4 breast cancer. In fact, that's one of those really meaningful things. I spoke at a Young Survival Coalition event in Vegas in March
Mhm.
to a group with metastatic breast cancer. And I was telling them, of course, I was talking about nutrition and exercise and stuff. And I was able to point because some of them are in bad shape or they're just so beaten down from constantly having to go through it. But to say, there can be a light at the end of this tunnel, even living with stage 4
Sure.
forever. And I see it. Last month, I witnessed it at the Donna, and there were oodles of people out running a marathon with stage 4. So, of course, everyone has their different path, but there's a lot of wonderful examples, and I'm grateful they let me grab them and they share their little tale because it's helpful for those of us who are less or who are closer to our diagnosis. And I think it's meaningful to the crowds. They like to hear about what's going on and see the success, see the smile, see the athleticism.
Well, and I think that's why I was so appreciative of some of the education, especially on day 2. It is how do we live with breast cancer, right? How do we stay healthy and just have it be this thing? Like, how do I continue to feel good, run marathons, be healthy, living with breast cancer?
Yeah, I don't think 20 years ago people might have considered that to be possible.
No, not at all. I mean, I know for sure, not at all.
Okay, one of our athletes that I would like to recognize that is not a breast cancer survivor, it's Dr. Clint Collins, who last year ran his half marathon. And he's a urologist, and he limited his water intake because he didn't want to have to stop and pee on the course. And he ended up becoming severely dehydrated. And oh gosh, it was torrential rains and everything. But when he came towards the finish line and I laid eyes on him, he looked like he had zero blood running through
Yes, I
He
remember
was
it. Okay.
gray, just gray human. And his jaw was slack. And I thought, oh crap. So I ran out to him to make sure he didn't eat it at the end. I was calling for medics and I, kind of made sure he didn't hit the ground. He came across the finish line. They grabbed him. He really just needed, I think they gave him an IV.
Probably gave him an IV. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he ended up coming on the Fitzness show on my podcast. Everyone should go back and listen to that. It's a great interview because not only would you talk about his experience at the Donna, and we all make weird decisions. We do weird things, even though we know better, and we pay the price. Thankfully, his wasn't too horrible. But then we talk a lot about incontinence and running and so forth. And he has all these solutions. So if you run and you pee while you run, no, you don't have to.
Mm-mm.
And Dr. Collins gives out some really good golden nuggets to help anybody kind of.
And ladies, especially y'all that have had children, we know you do because it's like 1 in 3, right? So
right.
This, it happens, and there are things you can do to where it doesn't have to happen for you anymore. Hear that?
Yeah, non-surgical things. I mean, he really had a list of you can do this. And he says you do not have to pee your pants to run. So anyways, that was a great interview. But this year, he was very excited to come back and redeem himself and cross that finish line with rosy cheeks. And he did. He scooted in behind me. I was celebrating a survivor when he crossed the finish line. But he so proudly posted his last year, this year photos next to each other and all the difference in the world. So congratulations, Clint.
So a lot of times when you're celebrating and talking to our survivors, I'm deeper into the finish line, congratulating other athletes that have come through. And so I remember him finishing because he looked at me and he goes, "Do you remember me? I'm the gray guy." He did. He was like, "I was the guy that was gray." And I'm like, "I do remember you. You look much better." So I remember when he finished. That's funny.
Yeah. So when he came and found me too, he was like, "Look." I was like, "Oh my gosh, there you are."
You're in my skin.
Yeah. He actually messaged me today. He was like, "So should we do a follow-up on the show?" I said, "Yes, but only if you're also willing to talk about penises and prostates and peeing in your pants." And he was like, "Yes, all the time." So yeah, which is probably the weirdest text I've ever sent. Like,
all right, I know.
We need to talk about, but you got to talk about the stuff where people don't know, right?
They're just our bodies and we want them to be healthy.
Yeah, just body parts. But yeah, congratulations, Clint, on the rosy cheeks and the strong finish. I think he actually made good time too. In fact, I'd like to make a personal apology to any of you who I missed at the finish line. At most of my finish lines, I don't miss people much. But at this finish line, it's the number one priority to pour the love and celebrate those who've beat up on breast cancer. So if you got by me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And if you're one of our survivors who hid from me, shame on you.
Don't hide.
That's right. That's right. So I do miss some of our athletes, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying not to. How do we do it all?
I think you do an amazing job. I think everyone listening, give us all a love and a yay Fitz, because she
That's
did
right.
a remarkable job celebrating everyone in our finish line.
Wow, I appreciate that. It's such a luxury to be able to do it. It makes me so happy. I'm thrilled to pull up into Jacksonville every year, and you deliver on the big goods, Amanda. It's just so many moving parts, and they are all stellar. It's weird. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
18 iterations, And then you're coming back to see us, right? In May?
Yes. Am I invited in May?
You're invited to come back to see us in May. All of you are, this was the start of the Fearless series for the year. So our Fearless series is calendar year. So you've all done your Donna Marathon weekend events. Now, next up is to come and do our Donna Mother's Day 5K. It's the Saturday of Mother's Day weekend here in Jacksonville, which I think is like the 10th or 11th of May. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
It's the Saturday of Mother's Day weekend. Make it a weekend, enjoy Jacksonville. The race is in a beautiful Riverside area, which is just a whole different view of Jacksonville than what you get with downtown or at the beach. So you're all invited back. We're going to open registration on the 26th of February.
Oh, Mercedes will be there. We like that, Mercedes. That's a wonderful event. It's smaller, still equally special. It's so great. Someone asked, when will registration for the marathon open?
Typically, we open registration around July 1st. So depending on where that falls in the calendar, we don't like to open registration on a Saturday or it's like on a Monday or a Tuesday. And, we have to make sure our ducks are in a row with the cities and permits and things like that. But July 1st-ish is when you can expect to see registration for 2026 open.
Okay. And then the other big question, which I'm not convinced you have an answer to, is do you have any idea what date Donna TPC will fall on in October?
I don't have a date yet, but I can tell you that the working date, just to pencil on your calendar, is going to be the second Saturday of October, which is the 11th.
You like that?
Saturday, October the 11th.
Okay. Pencil it in. And then do you just have to wait to see if the TPC says, yes, you can have it? Is that how that works?
Yeah, there's a couple of moving parts inside baseball. One is that we love our partners at the MS Society, and the MS 150 is held out of the parking lots of TPC, and they traditionally have Saturday, October the 4th. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're not all, we have some overlapping athletes, and we don't want to be stepping on each other's toes with all sorts of things. So I'm very mindful of that. I do not like to put our events head to head with other philanthropic organizations. I think there's room for us all to be successful. So, but yes, the other part of it is getting the clearance for the golf course.
Okay.
So it's not so much our partners over at the PGA Tour and others, but it's making sure the golf course is available to us.
Okay. And it's so lovely. It really is. It's, everything you do. Lovely, lovely, perfect. Lovely, lovely, perfect. Babs, we would love to see you in October. That would make it even more perfecter if Babs would come. No,
it's always a better weekend when Babs is there,
isn't it? Yeah. So, do you know how to say "I love you" in Chinese, Mandarin? I guess we learned this. We were in a taxi Uber in Huntsville, Alabama. Babs is great. She comes to more of my races than this one. So my races are always better when Babs is here. But we're in a Chinese immigrant's vehicle. And I asked him, I said, how do you say "I love you" in Chinese? And he said, what aini. And to me, it sounds like wahaini, which is more fun. But yeah,
it's more fun.
Wahaini. So if you ever see me posting Wahine to Babs. You got to know. But yeah, Wahine, I'm trying to learn how to say I love you in all the different languages. So when people cross the finish line, I can give them that. I've got a couple of someone Muslim, I can say Habibi. That's a fun one.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm working on all the I love yous, but Babs, everybody loves Babs. Samantha wants to know if the fundraising links are active for the whole calendar year.
Great question, Samantha. And gosh, she's one of our top fundraisers this year that we celebrated like mad when she finished. But the Donna Marathon weekend fundraising links are up until the end of February. And then we need to close out this campaign, and then we'll open back up with our Mother's Day campaign, right? So our Mother's Day fundraising will kick off as soon as we open registration for that event towards the end of February. So that's sort of the next big push of fundraising that we'll have. For those of you that want to fundraise year round and sort of separate of a run event, we also have, we call it our Donna DIY fundraising platform. So you could set up a fundraiser that would last the whole year. And I can certainly get those links out to everybody, but they're on the donnafoundation.org.
Yeah. And how wonderful that people are like, I want to raise more money for you.
Raise more, please. That all that does is allow us to serve more patients, because there are far more patients who are calling us than we have the capacity to serve them. That's just reality. So the more money we raise, the more patients we're able to serve. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And besides just asking people, will you donate? You could do the lemonade stand and a Zumba-thon and a car wash and anything. So there's a lot of people doing fundraisers at work and creating bake sales. And so think outside the box. We've seen a lot of successful.
Super Bowl squares are coming up, I'm told. Right? I mean, isn't that this weekend, Super Bowl? Thing?
Super Bowl is coming. That's right.
Bowl weekend. Anyway, I think there's a thing you can do with like the points and squares. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. I don't know how to do that, but I would do that.
Encouraging everyone to bet, but it's fundraising.
Gambling. Everybody, yay, gambling, right?
That's right.
Okay, we've got Dr. Collins piping in. He still has rosy cheeks. We're so proud of you, Dr. Collins.
It's so fun.
I don't know.
I'm going to give you a friend request today.
Oh, you should totally friend Dr. Collins. There you go.
You're awesome too, Patty.
And then Lorraine, Caroline's stories are amazing. Dan and I are already thinking about our fundraiser for next year, having met some. Yeah, that does go a long way to put a face with it.
We talk a lot about numbers, because that's, metrics are metrics, right? Where we talk about, 20,647 patients served and, $6.5 million in support. I mean, those numbers are impressive, but when you put them next to a real live human being, it just becomes so much more powerful.
Everything you guys do is powerful, Amanda. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being a part of the family.
Yeah.
All of you, thank you for being part of the family.
Yeah, I love it. Any final thoughts for our friends, our finishers?
So much gratitude. I hope that our social media feeds are full of all of this for at least another week or two. So I want to see everybody just keep sharing all the memories. It's so happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And tag them. The 26.2 with Donna reshares, which I love. That's a really smart thing to do so we can all see each other's fun times. I love the being tagged and sharing thing.
Love you, Babs. Love you, Melissa.
All right. So, Amanda, even though they're all tired from running still, I need you to look at the camera and tell everybody to get to work.
That's right. It's time to start training again. I'm just kidding. Give you a little bit of a break.
All right. I love you guys. Have a great.
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's Marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to gift the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children the chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Koehler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals.
Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.